So let's react to the England and the France team in their big clash at Twickenham. And this video once again supported by Sports News Blitz. Do check out their website for some amazing Six Nations coverage. It's going to be exciting. I'm actually going to the under-20s version in Bath tomorrow. That's going to be really exciting. What are England going to do about this? Well, here's their selection, and we thought they'd change a few things. Well, they kind of had to, I think. They had a go at defending, jackling and kicking to beat Ireland, and surprise, surprise, it's not quite good enough. What can change? Well, most of you guys in the comments are pretty much saying it's the coaches that need to change. They're simply not good enough. We're not seeing any sort of attacking plan, but that's not going to happen right now. What they can do is fiddle with the team, and they've done a bit of that. So let's go through it, and I'm going to say what I think, and please let me know what you think, because I'd absolutely love to know. The front row, they've gone with the same. The front five, they've gone with the same. We had Jamie George coming back into the squad, and he goes straight onto the bench as a vice-captain in for Theo Dan. Clearly not a lot of trust in Theo Dan. He's not breaking through at the moment. I would like to see him get a start at some point, but that's looking actually quite a long way off now. The big question with Ellis Genge is how is he going to go in the scrum, because against the massive French front row, it's a bit of a question. Will Stewart was pretty solid. Cowan Dickey has definitely had a bit of a lease of life coming back into the England squad. He says he's really going for it, and he absolutely is, which you've got to, take your hat off to. Line out wise, he's going to have to hit his jumpers, especially because he doesn't have many jumpers once again, even though they've got a bit more balance in the back row with Tom Willis getting a start, which is fantastic news for him. At 6, it's Tom Curry again, and he was obviously a man possessed last week, but not a line-out giant. Neither is Tom Willis, really. Bennell goes to 7. That's interesting. That's where he plays for Saracens. He's incredibly quick. He's incredibly explosive. Is he the absolute best tackling 7? Probably not. When he hits people hard, they get hit, but he can miss them as well. So that's one to work out with. So a slightly more balanced pack, but I'm definitely excited to see it go. I think it's worth giving it a shot. What can Tom Willis do from the start? A big game from him, I think, is needed just for England to get a big dominant 8. So I'm just really hopeful he goes well. At halfback, they've made a change, and the change is at 10, but Marcus Smith isn't fully dropped. He's gone to 15, a huge call. But Finn Smith going with Alex Mitchell, well, why not? They are club mates. They play together a lot. If you're going to get the attack going, if the coaching's good enough, of course, then Mitchell and Smith have a great chance. Many of you guys in the comments said you'd like to see Alex Mitchell and Finn Smith. So here it is. Sticking with the same centres, I really do think they're limited with Henry Slade there. I'm also not sure they've got a lot of great options at the moment, do England in general, so France aren't going to be terrified by facing Slade. Anyway, they go again. At least they're building a big partnership. Their defence should be pretty good. It was much improved last week, and I love seeing the return of the old drift defence sometimes as well as catching people behind the gain line. Now it's the same strategy on the wing, although Ollie Slightholme comes in for Caden Murley through injury. Would he have come in anyway? I don't know, but they've got a quick winger on one wing and Tommy Freeman, a little bit slower but a bit more powerful, better under the high ball on the other. I would have liked to see Tom Roebuck potentially, with Freeman maybe going to 15. That was my shout when I picked my team. Marcus Smith going to 15 is exciting. I'm excited to see it go, but he's small. He definitely commits to the tackle. Many of you guys said he's improved his tackling, and he has, but he's always going to be small, so it's always a bit of a worry. They could have played Elliot Daly there, but he's not exactly a rock in the tackle either, so why not? I'm sure France are going to pepper him with kicks, try and run over him, and let's just hope Marcus Smith goes well. Most certainly, he is the most creative 15 in the squad. 15s in general in England, maybe a little bit thin, but they didn't put in a player like maybe Joe Carpenter into that squad instead of Elliot Daly, which would have given them an attacking option, because Freddie Stewart, well, it's kind of no surprise against Ireland. He's a bit slow, he's not very agile, he's got a great high ball game and a good kick, but that's kind of about it. So they're going for more attacking. Let's hope the game plan, is up to the extra personnel there. Because, I'm kind of excited to see this team go. I really hope they win, because I think they need it big time. Anyway, on to the replacements bench. We've got George, Baxter and Hayes again. I can only think either Opoku Fajor is injured or they're making a big mistake by not picking him. Ollie Chesham getting back into fitness, I hope he has a big impact, and Chandler Cunningham-South should be a big impact sub into the back row, but he gave away too many mistakes last time against Ireland, a big key penalty, then leaving a big gap in defence for a try, so as long as he stays clean, he could have an impact, and they've gone 6-2 once again. Why not tell Tom Curry to empty the tank, then bring on Cunningham-South, and you could move Earl to 8 if you want to, and Ben Curry could come on to 7, so lots of replacements in the forward pack, which I think you need against France. Elliot Daly, the man coming into 23, who is versatile. I'm not 100% sold on that as a great idea. We'll see, but Harry Randall a little lucky to keep his place because, of course, the first thing he did when he came on last week was kick a box kick backwards. Ben Spencer still has Steve Borthwick's hedge trimmer somewhere, hasn't returned that, so he can't get a game even though he's playing for the best team in the country at the moment and dominating games. I still think he's got lots to offer, but Borthwick does not. So that is the England team. It's a bit more exciting. Can they put an attacking game on the park to trouble the French? And talking the French is a really scary team. A couple of changes. There was always going to be one, and that's at 10 because Intermac's gone and got himself banned. A really needless one from him. Who were they going to play? Were they going to move Ramos out of 15? And Ramos was so good at 15. I'm not surprised they haven't. Jalibert is a hell of a player, but he's mercurial. He can do some funny things. He's probably not going to be as sensible as Ramos is, so can England capitalise on something from Jalibert? It's kind of grasping at straws, but he's still a hell of a talent in this amazing backline. Let's start with that. You've got Dupont, of course, who was phenomenal last week, and you've seen all the videos, I guess, about Dupont drifting behind blockers to give him time. And I do wonder if Ref will have looked at that for sure. And if someone runs into a player to try and get to Dupont, I think they're going to call it. Sure, they might slow them down a bit by just getting in their eye line, but if they physically get in the way, even if they're standing still, I think a ref might ping that, so let me know what you think there. We've got the Moefana Barassi centre partnership, which was new in the last match, so that should be even better in this one. And the back three is absolutely to die for. The pace of Biel Barry is unparalleled. They've got Damien Penaud back from injury, which is phenomenal. Atis Ogby was brilliant last week in his debut match, and that just adds to the depth that France have, and Ramos was phenomenal at 15 in all areas, and his goal kicking is, of course, sublime. There are some guys on the bench that I don't know in the second row, in the back row, so I'll be watching them very closely, but their front row replacement is pretty much a bomb squad replacement, similar to the South Africans. Marchand and Cyril Bailly have so much experience and they are still class, and Colombe is absolutely massive as the tight head replacement. And then you've got Lagarek, who is the up-and-coming number 9, and Gallaton covering the centres, and then Ramos can move to 10. So that's how they line up against England. England will need a bit of luck. They'll need to play an awful lot better in attack and keep that same intensity in defence. I'm worried about the scrum. I'm worried about France piling over the gain line and getting their offloading going, because that's not something we're seeing from England. They need to get some sort of flair, some sort of offloading in behind, because I think a basic game plan will not do it. So let me know what you think down below. Love to know all your thoughts, and I'll catch you next time.